Hey viewers, I recently got a bike that had these pedals on there. They're the brand name is Lyotard, which I believe is pronounced Lyotard. They're French pedals. They're pretty rough shape. They're kind of rusty. The spindles don't turn real smoothly. But I want to keep them because they have French threaded spindles on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them apart, clean them, replace the bearings in there, lube them all back up and put it back together. I'll put the bodies in some Evapo-Rust, so clean the rust off of there. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to start off by putting the pedal into a vise. I'm going to have it lock onto the wrench flats down here on the spindle. And so lock it right there. And there's a dust cap here. On this particular model, it's pressed on. On other ones, it's screwed on. But so I'm going to pry this off. And so what I'm going to do, get a piece of just wood here, and then just with the screwdriver, just kind of like grab under the lip of the dust cap there, and just kind of pry it up, and flip over to the other side here, and pry it up, and flip back over to the other side here, and just slowly pry it off. And so I got the dust cap off there. And then there's a lock nut on here, and I believe that's like 11 millimeters. So I'm going to grab onto here and unscrew this. Like this, and remove this. And then there's a little washer here. So I'm going to kind of lift this washer out here, and I might actually use just some pliers to kind of grab a hold of it so I can lift it straight out. Like that. So there's that little washer like this. And it's actually keyed. There's like a little key there. And then there's the cone here, and then I'm just going to use a screwdriver to slowly unscrew this. If it's high enough here, I can just use my fingers to kind of turn this. Like that. Well, it seems nice and lubed up in there. There's like nice fresh oil in there, it seems to be. I've seen a lot worse. And so what I'm going to do is just carefully lift up here, and the bearings are falling out through the bottom. And then there's bearings in the top here. So I'm just going to kind of grab these with a magnet here. And I want to kind of keep track of how many bearings are on the top and how many bearings are on the bottom, because sometimes it's a different number, sometimes they're different sizes. And so I'm just going to go ahead and place these in a bowl over here. So those are my top bearings. And then I'm going to lift this off here. And so the bottom bearings went in there. And then here's all the bottom bearings. So it looks like there's definitely more bearings in the bottom than there were on the top. Okay, so here's all the parts of the pedal. Here's the body, the dust cap, the spindle, the cone, the lock washer, lock nut, and there's 19 bearings. After I got them all sorted out, I figured out that on the bottom or the inside there should be 10 bearings, and on the top or the outside there should be 9 bearings. Sometimes when you take apart pedals, they fall out of place, and then you can figure out just how many bearings fit into the races, and that's how I figured that out. And they're all the same size. I measured them, and they're 5/32 inch bearings. So I'm going to replace them with brand new bearings. And so what I'm going to do is take these parts, put them, get them all cleaned up, throw this into Evaporust, get some of that rust off there. And I'm going to do the other pedal as well, though I'm not going to video that because the process is going to be the exact same. And then I'm going to get ready to put them back together. Well, I got these parts all cleaned up, the chrome cleaned up pretty nicely, mostly. And anyway, I'm getting ready to put these things back together. Now on these particular pedals, the bodies are basically the same on both pedals, so it doesn't matter which one is which. But the spindles are like definitely a left or a right, you know, because of the threading and everything like that. So depending on the pedals you have, you might want to keep track of the parts so they stay with the same pedal. But on this, it doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the races in the pedal body here with some marine grease, and so just kind of squirt some in here, and this will help hold the bearings in place as well as lube them after they're in there. And I'm going to do both sides here for right now. Okay, so I got grease in the races on both sides now. And so now you gotta keep track This part here with this little lip that comes up, that's the outside, or going to be the top here, and the one here, the inside has like no lip, because this is where the dust cap needs to go on there. So I want to put the bearings on the inside part here first. Okay, I got some brand new 5/32 inch bearings right here, and what I'm going to do is just place them into the race one at a time, and the grease will kind of hold them. Just kind of press them in place. And I need to put 10 bearings in on this side here. So I have my 10 bearings over there, and now what I can do is I can take the spindle, and before I put this in, I want to put like a thin coating of grease on the spindle as well, just a thin coat, and this will kind of help it keep it from rusting on the inside there. Any moisture should get in there. And then I'll slide this down in here through the bearings like that, and so it turns nice and smoothly right like that. And then I'm going to hold the spindle up in here so that it doesn't fall out and I lose my bearings. Okay, so now I've placed this back in the vise with the vise holding onto the flats of the spindle again, and so that'll kind of hold it there. And what I do is I'm going to put 9 bearings around this side here and just kind of drop them down in around there. And they should form like a nice smooth circle around there. And so now I'm ready to install the cone, and so I'm going to screw the cone in so that the races are facing down, obviously. And then when it gets down so far, I'm going to have to use like my little flat tip screwdriver to kind of turn it around here. And you want to tighten it down until it contacts the bearings, so and you can there won't be any play here, very little play in the pedal here. It should turn smoothly. But you don't want to over tighten it here, because actually when you put the lock nut on there, it's going to tighten it down some more. So actually what you want to do is you want to maybe just back it off, just like maybe just start off with 1/8 of a turn. We'll try this. And now I'm going to use the keyed washer here. So you have the little key part here that needs to line up with the slot on the axle. And so I'm going to slide this into place. Now go down there. And so now I have the lock nut here. So, and I'm going to put this on there and get that started. And make sure not to cross thread it or anything like that. And then I'm going to try tightening it down here with my 11mm socket here. And kind of feel it here. Actually, I'm going to loosen up in the vise a little bit. Raise it up a little bit. Okay, and feel how smoothly does it turn? Is it binding at all? Is there too much play? You want to have it so it's turning smoothly with like minimal play. And when it feels good, then go ahead and tighten this lock nut down and then double check it. And that actually feels really good, because sometimes if you tighten this lock nut down and it starts binding a little bit, loosen the lock nut and then loosen the cone just a little bit and then retighten the lock nut and try that. But this actually feels really good. Okay, now I'm ready to reinstall the dust cap on there, so just kind of like get that sitting into place, and I'll use like a rubber hammer and kind of tap it down until it's fully seated. Okay, we'll take a look at this, and there, so one pedal done. Okay, done with both pedals. I think they look a lot better than they did before. They're a lot cleaner. They turn much more smoothly now. Anyway, that is how to disassemble, overhaul, and reassemble these old Lyotard type pedals. Hope you found this useful or interesting. If you did, please give my video a thumbs up. It always helps me out. If you're not subscribed to my channel, click the big subscribe button and you'll see new videos that come out. I'm always coming out with new videos. I'm over on Facebook, RJ the Bike Guy. Go over there, like that page. I post a lot of stuff over there. And I have a webpage, rjthebikeguy.com. Go over there. I have my videos all categorized. I have forums where you can ask repair questions. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.